used to sing this niggun a lot. This is a niggun of niggun of the Baal Shem Tov. We used to sing this a lot. I want to sing it again. I'm dam die, dam dam die, da 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 la la, da da la la la, I la la la, da da la la la, da 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 I la la, I'm dam die, I'm dam die, da da la la la, I la la, da da la la la, la la, I la la. I lie lie da da lie da da lie I lie I lie I lie I lie 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 da da lie I lie I lie I lie lie da da I lie lie I da da lie 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 da da lie 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 I lie da da lie lie I lie lie ba la la ba la la I lie ba 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 la 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 I lie lie I lie lie la 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 I lie I lie lie la 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 I lie lie I lie lie I lie lie la 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 lie Sponsored by the Aaron family, Lili Nishmas Levi ben Yosef, by the Silvers, Lili Nishmas Bas Yefega Bas Yisrael, anonymously for the Rufus Shlema of Sarah Bas Rachel Fega Malka, Elia Bas Perel Shoshana Yona Bas Edel, Hila Bat Ilana, and Yisrael ben Adina, by the Pollux, Lili Nishmas, Shimon ben Moshe, Tzim ben Mordechai, Shirat Davud, Bas Rav Alter Nasa Nata. The week is sponsored by Go. Ah, nice. By Gila and Goel Jasper in memory of Goel's Abba, Reuven ben Shmuel, Zichrono Livracha, whose Yortzeit is the 8th of Shvat, Tehei Nishmas Tzura B'Tzror L'Chaim. Okay, my brothers, we had a very, very powerful trip that was davening for all of us, Mamash, everyone was with me. And Be'ez Hashem, Yiskablu Tfilasenu, there should be a shmira on Klal Yisrael, most important thing. So we're continuing with Bentching, going a little bit further in the Sefer. Tov Kuf Yud Aleph. Tov Kuf Yud Aleph. Everyone should have a Sefer, yeah? This one? Yeah. Okay. Tov Kuf Yud Aleph. We were learning the last few weeks, She'amalos. We went through the brachas, the different brachas, who wrote each bracha, when were they added, what was the Kavana behind the brachas in Birkat Hamazon. Can tell you how many chevra have reached out this week. It's only bemet, it's this shiur that the feedback comes in about chevra that are seeing lemaisa, halach lemaisa, difference in things that are dvarim shebechol yom, especially with benching. Although there is a guy, two people that told me that Motzei Shabbos vort about folding their talis, they have to kind of fold their talis like 5 times a day. Yeah. There's been a number of those. Responses. Speder, as long as they're folding their talis 5 times a day, I should also fold my talis 5 times. Everyone has to fold their talis as many times as they need. Today we're gonna, hopefully not amen, meaning hopefully if they need to, says the single guy, yeah. If they need to, then they should. If they don't need to, they shouldn't have to, Be'ez Hashem.
You could fold your tzitzis.
Fold your tzitzis. Tov Kuf Yud Aleph. We're continuing right now. The first piece here on Tov Kuf Yud is Rosh Chodesh. Restricted dvarim shebechol yom, but specifically these inyanim that we learn in Birkat Hamazon have this special effect when they're miskabel on Shabbos itself. That on Shabbos we really take this inside. So he's going to say here something Rav Shlomo Katz, an amazing teaching. Umikol tuv la'elam ali Yachasreinu. You see on the left column. Hagon Rav Shlomo Katz zatzal. Dikdek benusach habracha. He looked deeper into the nusach of this bracha. What did we say there? Shemevakshim hu yigmelenu la'ad. L'chein u'lechesed u'lerachmim u'lerevach ha'atzala v'atzlacha b'racha v'yeshua nechama parnasa v'chalkala v'rachmim v'chaim v'sholem v'chol tuv. And then we say, Umi kol tuv la'olam al Yachasreinu lich'ayra yesh kan kfilus al Hashem. Seems that it sounds repetitive. Harek var bikashnu v'chol tuv. Right? We say v'chol tuv. And then Umi kol tuv la'olam al Yachasreinu. מדוע חוזרים בתוך כדי דיבור ואומרים ומי כל טוב לאילם על יחסרנו? רק יש לפרש הכוונה, let's understand this. בוודאי, אין דבר רע ירד מן השמיים. Nothing bad comes down from Shemayim, right?
There's a big debate right before Davening.
If bad comes down from Shemayim or not. Well, Rav Shlomo Zalman says, בוודאי. I'll bank on Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach for the shiur. He says, בוודאי, אין דבר רע ירד מן השמיים. However, even though I can claim that, state that, and maybe even believe that, and I give us all a bracha to have the Choni Amagel Kavanas with these things, what's the diuk on the word le'olam? This looks beautiful. Klomar, sheniske lekabel tova kazo shenikra toiv etzel ha'olam, shetiye bivchinas tov hanira v'hanigle, v'niske liros es ha'toiva be'inei basar. Lubavitch is taking, when they're brachas, it's a very important thing. Whenever they give each other brachas, the Rebbe would say this, batoiv hanira v'hanigle. Zot omeret, to bank on horrible things, just being good, I have to really work hard on myself a lot to believe pain, constriction, concealment is good. I have to believe that, right? But the tov hanira, when I say umikol tuv le'olam, he's referring to, but I just don't want to have to believe all the time that even though this pain is coming down from me, that it's good. I want to see it with my own eyes. Tov hanira ve'hanigle, good and revealed, that can be seen. Tov hanira ve'hanigle, v'niske liros es ha'toiva be'enei basar. Look down at Beis. So the Talmidim are listening to Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, completely changing pshat. Okay, this is not the Ishbitzer, Reb Nachman, right? Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, changing what seems to be pshat Because the pshat is what we call tuv la'olam Yachasreinu, that forever we shouldn't be lacking. That's what la'olam Yachasreinu usually means. But, so he goes like this. Rav Shlomo Zah, so the Talmidim say like this in Beis. Vayihi, כשששמו תלמידיו את פירושו, שאלו אם אפשר לכוון כך בייס הברכה? Should that be my kavana while I'm saying the bracha right now? טוב הנראה והנגלה? שאין הרי זה הפירוש הפשוט. It's not the pshat. השיב להם, הכל נכלל בכלל דבריהם הקדושים. זאת אומרת. Chazal over here is Mesakin, right? These brachas. They say, listen, they were big enough, deep enough, wise enough, and covered more ground than we could ever imagine that there's room for a type of kavana like this in the bracha, even though it's not pshat. That's what Rav Shlomo Zalman is saying to them. He says, of course it's not pshat. But you know what? Trust on Chazal. Trust on Chazal. When they thought, it's a word by the Slonimer. Actually, it's named the Baal Shem HaKadosh. In Tehillim it says, Teiras Hashem Temima Meshivas Nafesh. What's Teiras Hashem Temima? So what's the lashon of Temima? Complete. In that context, it's complete. Zot omeret. Any chiddush that any yid has ever had since the Torah was given to Moshe Rabbeinu, it was already there. The chiddush was there. It's Temima. It was already there when the Ribono Shel Olam gave the Torah to Moshe Rabbeinu. Teiras Hashem Temima Meshivas Nafesh. So any word you come up with since Matan Torah, so you can feel geschmack for a few seconds, but then you can feel even deeper knowing, wow, even this word was given to Moshe Rabbeinu on Har Sinai. So it starts off with like, wow, Gewalt. I'm pretty Gewalt, I'm pretty geschmack. And then it goes into, but Baal Shem already said, the Baal Shem Tov said, Teiras Hashem Temima. It's already complete, it was already given already over there. So he's saying over here the same thing, Rav Shlomo Zalman. The pshat is not le'olam Yachasreinu, that the world, the Batay Vanira Vanigle, but Chazal's takana of brachas were so wide and deeply reaching that also these kavanas fall into there. So did he answer the bacher that asked, can I have this kavana in Bentching? Yeah. Yes, meaning he didn't say yes, he's saying, of course. More like, of course. And he gives another example. Me'ein ze mesupar, shepam in the bottom of the footnote. Are there more svarim? Chevra, are there any more svarim? No, I just want to know if there are, just it's like a yes or no kind of question. No, okay.
They're all used.
They're all used. All right, so one of the chevra, do you guys have a sefer? You have to see it. Good. Me'ein ze mesupar, shepam hiskiru bifnei agon Rabbi Cheskel Abramsky. You know what that was? Reb Chatzkel? Yes. Again, a name we need to,
In the mirror, right?
Yeah, he was the mashgiach. So he says like this, Choyle sheyesh lo machzor bedam. Right? V'arei hu nitzrach lekabel dam she'acherim tarmu avuroi, a person that needs blood that was donated for him, bichdei sheyuchol amshich es chayav, so he can continue his life. Ana Rabbi Cheskel, that when he heard about this story, he's like, I daven for this all the time. Where? Shal davar zeh mechavim beverkas hamazon. How? Bevakosha v'nal tatzrichenu Hashem Elokeinu lo yilidei matnas basar v'dam. Right? So again, right? Shelo tzarech lekabel dam me'acherim, that I should never need blood transfusions, right? But then, the Talmidim had the same question they asked Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. They say, wait a second, what's going on over here? Is that pshat? Right?
אין חדש תחת השמש.
אין חדש תחת השמש. ושאלו התלמידים, וכי זה פירושן של דברים? אנא רבי יחזקאל, הרשוס נסונה לכל אדם להמיס כל משאלוס ליבו בתוך נוסח התפילה. That's even a clearer answer. It says each person was given a reshus. You can like, you can become creative and artistic with pshat when it comes to benching. In benching, dafka.
These are like litai sources.
I know, that's why it's very interesting that they're both here. These are not Hasidic Torah.
Not Birkat Hamazon.
No, even
He almost seems like he opens it for more.
He's saying, but the thing is that the two examples that are given are coming dafka from benching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think that the Rav Biderman is dafka putting this over here to show us how Ikar is this Indian of. Now we can understand what we said last week. Ve'achalta psik. Ve'savata uverachta, because you get satiated by becoming creative or through what you throw into the nusach of your benching. It's mamish, satiates the soul.
But here there's actually...
The Bukhara Muflag, yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
No. Meaning, we talked about this yesterday, or people in the Machon with Rabransi, that one of the Ikar ideas of Tefillah and Dafka Bakasha is just really accepting our dependence on Hashem. I need you for tshuva, I need you for gula, I need you for my health, I need you for my money. You want to summarize all of I need you. But if you have that, you have this one, I need you. So betoch that you can slip in whatever. Do I say Vertlach, or we say Tuniim? What's the accepted term here? Vertlach? Joshua?
I'm sure it depends on what you're trying to say.
Depends on what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Me? No. But
I hear you.
Meaning the idea that you could, in fact, right, Chazal or Metakin.
But I think you were ole on the Nakudas that most people don't treat benching like Tefillah. That's exactly.
I hope they.
You're a very down the cuff schus yidden that I know, but based on a few conversations that I've had with people, we don't treat benching like tefillah. In fact, we'll put it like this: if you could megale that somehow you were patur from saying davening, from davening shachris, would you be happy or relieved at all? No, you'd feel like there's no Metzius like that. A guy finds out that the bread that he eats is mazonos. and he's like, what's come on? The first thought is, I don't get the bench, or is there like this Indian inside of like, I don't have to feel bad either. I don't have to bench, and I don't have to feel bad about it, right?
It's no good than missing taflan.
What's that?
It's even more happier than missing taflan.
Right.
On a Monday.
Right. So, but this is just emphasizing the nakuda of what we were saying last week. True satiation comes from the ability to really find your neshama in benching. Naftali, what do you want to say?
No, I was going to say that it's not just a Hasidic drasha. I mean, it could have said "V'atat yichinu l'idei matnot adam." It says "l'idei basar adam."
Yeah.
So there's extra words.
Diuk, yeah, nachon. So he's looking at that and he's saying, therefore, it must be that it could mean more. Not that it means something different, but that it could mean more than just this big inyan when you give tzedakah to someone that they should say back to you. You should always be zeichet to be from the nice name and not from the lokchim, right? So that's definitely. But that you're right. They could have just said, "V'natitzchenu lidei matanot." Matnas basav adam. Reb Chazkel is saying has to mean that's my kavana. And this can be our way of also approaching these inyanim. So again, two things right now we have. One is, so far, the first one is Le'olam al Yachasreinu, Atoy v'anira v'anigla. And the second thing is, what's wrong with us? Many of us are still before the age that these are even hava aminas. But take a walk through Sharet Tzedek or Hadassah and camp for one day, and then you can go back to the benching and say, It's a different zach. Yeah.
Very much to Rabbi Nachman's feelings towards doctors. I'm just saying it could connect very much towards Rabbi Nachman's feelings towards doctors.
Could be, nachon. There's some doctors in the room. We're not going to go into it right now.
There's a lot of holy doctors.
Harachaman hu yimlei chaleinu. We're going to do one more. Harachaman hu yimlei chaleinu. This is amazing. Lichayra tzarich bir. Madua tiknu levakesh bakashos nizgavas elu achrei birkas hamazon davka. One of the highlights for me is always when we get to the Harachmans, and then we also go to like Harachman Ishtachlanu Es Eliyah Navi Zachulatov. So he says over here, we have to understand why were they misakin that these bakashas, these high gewaldige bakashas come dafka at the end of benching. Ma inyan leze. Ubi ragon bal Chafetz Chaim zatzal. She'achrei shekiyem ha'adam mitzvah sasei d'oraisa she've'achalta ve'savato ve'rachta. You're Mekai Mitzvah Sasei D'Oraisa. Right? When you're benching, you're Mekai Mitzvah Sasei D'Oraisa. What does that produce? Nasa Es Ratzon V'Shemayim. Gates are opening up in heaven. Ubeyadoi levakesh tzrachav ve'al ken tiknu kol bakashas elu. Zot omeret. To show you how potent benching really is, the Mitzvah Sasei D'Oraisa of it, the part of it that is a mitzvah from the Torah, Chazal come and say, hey, listen, you were just Mekayim something so powerful. Now what you've created is this opening There's an Eis Ratzon, the gates are open, what are you going to do now? So there are chevra that when they find out, I forget, it's a Nusach Hagra, that they stop by Yachasreinu on Shabbos? Not during the week. Should tell that to some chevra. So, yeah, I've heard people stop during. Didn't during the week. Huh? Yeah, I've heard of it. Yachasreinu. No, because mitzad adin, Ikar adin, that you could, right?
It's also something connected to They only did it.
Obviously, that right. That what?
They would have stopped at Ali Chasreinu.
They were kidding, though.
What?
They were kidding that that's the reason.
They were half serious.
Wait, what was the reason?
The Rosh Hashiva would only do it in Yerushalayim. Outside of Yerushalayim, we would go off.
Halvai.
It's interesting. I have a friend that he says Migdal Yeshuas Malka whenever he's in Yerushalayim. Always. Shalom Schwartz, no Moshav. He always says Migdal Yeshuas Malka. Interesting. So again, you go to the person that chaps, I have Yesh al mi lismech to stop by Umi Kol Tov Lo'elam Ali Chasreinu. And without the guilt. Hey, say that. Chofetz Chaim saying, if you don't want to feel guilty, you don't have to feel guilty. That's fine. But at that moment, what did you just create? What did Bentching just do? What did you just build? You just built a binyan of Kedusha and Tahara. You just built a binyan of a Mitzvah Saseh D'Oraisa. Ve'achalta v'savato v'erachta. Now where are you going to go? I'm done. It's okay. They don't do it there. People that look firmer than me don't do it. You're missing the whole point. Dafka over here, the Chofetz Chaim is saying, Na'aseh eis ratzon b'shamayim. U'biyadu levakesh tzrachav. V'al ken tiknu kol ha'bakashos ha'elu. Therefore, the bakashos are a produce. They basically are a totza'ah. They are a result of this kiyum mitzvah saseh d'oraisa.
It's interesting that Dafka, the Doraita of benching, was chosen to be the taking advantage of that ratzon and putting the tefillahs, compared to the other Doraitas that we have.
That are in the form of like prayers or different mitzvahs bichlal. You're saying
Even bichlal, like maybe like after we shake the lulav, why don't we just open the sharei ratzon? Why don't we have like a pause before the halal and do Harachaman version of it? Because it's also it could be the Rabbanim, but like there are other Doraitas that
we do Hashem.
well, I think right. So I think by lulav dafka by lulav, I mean it's a very good example to prove this. So Tomeret, if the whole thing of benching lulav was just about benching lulav, I wouldn't even need it for halal. So the Gemara there shows me na'anuim here, na'anuim there, but then I do Oshanas afterwards. But I do think that Ikar Yesod of Chassidus was to fill in this inyan without something to tell someone to mesaken a tefillah for you. So Tomeret, I believe that what the Baal Shem initially instituted within the Mahalach Hashiva of what is this whole thing, is that you would understand davar mitoch davar, that engaging in mitzvah saseh d'oraisa are always opening up gates. And the question is, what are you doing once that gate's open? Are you checklisting the mitzvah box? Or are you then, peacefully shayit tzedek, okay, they're open, shkayach. Or, avayvam oidek, are you walking inside? Well, with benching, for some reason, for the reasons we're seeing over and over again over here, this inyan of achalta, psik, v'savato, v'erachta produces some amazing eis ratzon. It simply does. For all the reasons we listed before and that we're going to continue to see. Uchein mash kasav Rabbeinu b'Chaya, shebeshah shenashim tzadkaniyos madlikos neros Shabbos, yesh biyadin levakesh ma'akadosh baruch hu she'iten lem banim uvnei banim me'inim esayim b'tayv ma'asim tayvim. We saw at the time that women are benching licht. There's big Eis Ratzon going on over there, and it's because there's an Eis Ratzon happening. What are they davening for when an Eis Ratzon's happening? The most important thing in the world for them. What's that? That their kinderlich should be erlich. That their children should be mentioned. That they should be Talmidei Chachamim, shining the whole world. Why? And the Lashon was from Rabbeinu B'Chaya, Ki atfila yoser nishmas b'shas asiyas ha-mitzvah. Davening is most heard in the midst of doing a mitzvah. So we have to make sure that this tefillah is in conjunction with the moment of asiyas ha-mitzvah. Women are doing the mitzvah of adlakas neir, so at that moment, their mitzaref, their deepest bakashas, because it's an eis ratzon, because when you plaster it together, that's when Rabbeinu B'Chaya says the davening is most heard in Shemaim. Bizman asiyas harotz, b'shas asiyas harotz. Is there any chevra here from? There's no chevra from the Machon today. We did a sugi on this in Keser Shem Tov. I forget which one. Dafka b'shas asiyas mitzvah. There's a whole inyan. Dafka b'daven b'shas asiyas mitzvah.
It's like by starting with a hineni muchan musun nekabel.
That's a hachana. That's an invite. That's a preparation for awareness. Aryeh has the 2 or 3 breaths that you do right before Shmona Esrei. That's like a hineni muchan muzuman, inviting you to be present into the moment. But here he's saying afterwards. So after, like you were Mekayim mitzvah aseder raisa, benching. Now it's open. Now what do you do? What do you do? Harachmanu. Now you're going to daven. Now Harachmanu imloi chalin la'ilam vayed. Harachmanu yisborach b'shmayim v'aretz. These words are so. Harachaman yifarnesenu b'chavod. Harachaman yishbor ol hagoyim me'al tzavarenu. Like all these ones that are like, yeah, Aaron.
I mean, you're on a level. You're a different person now.
Yeah.
If you weren't deserving of whatever it was you needed beforehand, then you're now one madrega higher.
Okay.
And now maybe you're standing vis-a-vis HaKadosh Baruch Hu in such a way that you are open to those things. So you have to take advantage of those. You just improved your relationship. So.
Well, it's because, but it's what you said. You're a different person. It's not that Hashem is different. I shared many times when because this really struck me deeply. When Koren put out their siddur of the Rav Soloveitchik's parish, when they first came out, I don't remember how many years ago it was, if anyone remembers, I think 12, maybe 10, 15, between 10 and 12 years ago, Mashu Kazeh. It's an amazing work. Does anyone have it? The Rav's siddur, the Koren siddur with the parish of Rav Soloveitchik?
The gray one, right?
Yeah, big fat gray one. It's really incredible. It's really incredible. So when they were promoting it, they used an audio clip of the Rav speaking about Tefillah. And it was going around on YouTube, the picture of the Rav and the picture of the Siddur. And the Rav said, when a person stands before the Ribono Shel Olam, they're not trying to change God's mind. That's not what Tefillah is. And like Rabbi David Aaron says, do you really want to be someone that's trying to change God's mind? If you think about those words for a second, right? He said, so what did the Rav say? What's Tefillah? Is that after I daven, the Gzar Din that was applicable to me before davening isn't applicable to me anymore. Why? Because I am not in that place anymore. Pashut. That's what Tefillah is. So did you change God's mind? Ma pitom. The same Gzar Din is applicable to that person in that state of being. But after davening, that Gzar Din is not applicable to me because I am not be'osam makom. I'm not in the same place. So you're saying, very good, I think, after you go through proper benching with the Kavanas we're speaking about, and take the Chofetz Chaim, Rabbi Chaya, and Rav Shlomo Katz and Rav Chatzkel Abramsky, and take all these things and you're adding it into it, you're really a completely different. Yeah, you're a different person through real emes dika benching. You're really a different person. That's why, in connection to Tefillah, it's so shaykh what you said.
There's a remnant in the words.
Right.
There's 2 endings. According to the ending, the word is Yachasreinu, and then we see Bashalom. One is our lacking, one is our completion. So when you
That's beautiful.
Harachaman, so therefore it's like it's a good ending. Everything I'm lacking. Therefore Harachaman, that's how you get to Bashalom.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That's a gewalt. But it was already given at Matan Torah, right? It was it's a great chiddush that was already given to Moshe Rabbeinu at Har Sinai. Oh, you weren't. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. In the beginning of Shir, we said Teres Hashem Temima, Meshivas Nefesh. Baal Shem says any chiddush a Yidla ever had was if the Torah is complete, also including all chidushei Torah. So we say it's a gewalt chiddush, but it was already given. By the way, it's a very high thing to say that what I just said was given to Moshe Rabbeinu at Har Sinai. I understand, right? But that's a beautiful way of looking at it. Yachasreinu. Okay, I'm not lacking anything. Amay bashalim. That can only come after Harachaman u'im leichalinu le'ilam vayed. That's gewalt. That's gewalt. Okay, so now we're going to just do this paragraph. V'advarim mefurashim b'midrash. Midrash Tanchuma v'zeh l'shona. We're in the left column in Tov Kuf Yud Beis. Amar Rabbi Abba b'shem Rabbi Yossi bar Chanina. בואו ראה כמה מתחטאים וכמה יש להם פתחון פה, לא יעשה מצוות. Let's see how much, you know what מתחטאים means? It doesn't mean sinners.
Miss.
It means cleanse. הוא יתחטא ביום השלישי. It's more yes, it comes more from chitui than it does from anything else. But by para aduma, the person that goes through the tahara, hu yitchata bayom hashlishi, ubayom hashvi lo yitar. So when it said, I also was a little bit confusing. I'm trying to understand. It took me a few times to read this. Like this seems very bizarre. But the lashon is boure kama mitchatin. Come and see how cleansed Yidden are and how much pitchon peh people that do mitzvahs. Those that do mitzvahs can open their mouth. Adam yesh lo esek etzel malchus, pa'amim shu nosen kama mamon ad shemegiin also etzel hamelech. Person has some business dealings by the malchus. Sometimes he has to give some money until they bring him before the king. Kevan shegia etzel hamelech, and then he comes before the king. Safek oise sheilose, safek lo ose. It's not a given that once you come before the king, he's going to grant your wish. Aval HaKadosh Baruch Hu eino ken. By God, it's not like this. Elama, yored adam atoch sadeu, ra eshkol shebiker, te'ena shebikra, rimon shebiker. This is all the lashon of bikurim, right? This is the lashon of the Mishnah in bikurim. A person goes down into his field. He sees a grape. He sees a date, a fig, a pomegranate that was blossomed. Menicho basal veholech liYerushalayim. Puts it in his basket, goes to Yerushalayim. Uba ve'oimed be'emtza azara. He comes there. He stands in the middle of the zara. Umevakesh rachim al atzmo v'al Yisrael v'al Eretz Yisrael. Just because he did that. Shenemar hashkifa mima'on kodechecha. V'lo od. Ela shehaya oimer eini zaz mikan ad shetase tzarchei hayom hazeh kechoyni hamagal b'shato. Talk about holy chutzpah. Talk about holy chutzpah. Now, just the thing that Eli's here, Eli and Bentching and I can say, or do say, after Birkas Kohanim, do you know what we say? The Kohanim say? Ribono shel olam, asinu ma shegazarta aleinu, af ata asa imanu, k'mo sheyiftachtono. It's the most like non-harmonious. It's like, I did my part, you do your part. That's what it's like.
But your part with me.
Huh? Asinu af ata se imanu k'mo sheyiftachtono. Now, with us. No, with us. I did my part as a kohen. Now do your part with us. And then he quotes them. We say ashkif hamimayim kodechecha min hashamayim. It's the same lashon by bikurim. Right? So it's basically he's pointing out here that after you do such a thing, you grab this like azus to say, like, how could you talk like this? Now you do your chelek with me. Where does this azus d'kedusha come from?
That's the Rashi on that passage.
In Kusavo, in Kusavo, b'diuk. Nachon.
Sounds like a lot of humility at the end of being a Kohen, giving the bracha. You're like the first thing you say is, Hashem, I did that. Was my. It's like a really centering way for coming off like a Birkas Kohanim. It sounds like it's like totally acknowledgement that the bracha will come from Hashem.
Like, what do you mean? Say it clearer. You're saying something else. Say it. I want to understand you.
Blessing everyone. You can think close. You can see like I'm giving brachas to everyone. So the first thing that comes out of there is the Kohen says that we don't. The Kahal doesn't say that. It's like the Kohanim say. You do it.
You do right.
A little part of just doing the Birkas Kohanim. You do the part of actually bringing it down.
He's dropping them today.
Harsina.
Well, he's flipping them and dropping them. Yeah.
You do have to give the bracha with ahava, which really is all on you.
Well, no, because there's a sugya, and there's a sefer for Shabbos and Shuvas I once saw about what should the kohen feel that he has any atzmus in saying the brachas, because it could be a very gaivadik thing to think that my hands are right now, producing something over here. So you're saying, so what are you saying now?
But the first thing that comes out of the Kohen's mouth
is,
I did my part.
What's my part? Holding my hands up and saying words.
Saying your bracha that you gave to me to be the median.
So now you do your part and fulfill the brachas that I just said. But the ultimate bracha, but I know it's no stira. You didn't flip it over. It's the same thing. It's good. Hashkifa ma'im k'tshcha mishmayim uvarech es amcha. That's what was going on under the talis. That was the Kavana going on under the talis. But it's just that we don't look at other brachas and say, I did this, now you do this. We don't say this by other brachas. We say it by Birkas Kohanim and by Bikurim.
I think
You don't say it. You don't say it.
I think what he's saying is it's not chutzpah. It's
No,
true humility.
it's if it's true humility.
Proper place.
Nachon.
If we've got true humility,
Nachon.
of course we get to say Harachaman after Yachasreinu.
Of course, because we know what we've entered into.
Right.
Not only it's an obligation. It's not gaiva. It's an obligation.
It's also the Metzius of Davening is that you're at that point of climax of the whole avodah of the aliyah of Davening, all the way to Shema Esrei to Sim Shalom. So just before that, that's the time where the bracha is whole. So it's sort of the Metzius bringing it to reality, and the Kohanim are all about bringing the ruchnius into Metzius, into reality.
Yefei meod, nachon. So we're equating this kivyachol to the end of the first part of benching, where there's a shleimus almost mitzad the brachas of the takonav, right? So there's a Metzius of shleimus. Okay, so if that's happening now, it's Rabbi Shlomo would say, how do you walk through a gate that Hashem opens for you? If you walk through a gate where Hashem opens for you with your hands still on your sides, you didn't walk through a gate of Hashem. You walk through your own zach. You have to keep on going like this as you're walking through. You have to spread your arms while you're walking through. That's how you walk through a gate of the Ribono Shleilim. I think that's what he's getting to here. So let's continue. The third line from the bottom of this piece. Amar Reb Chia bar Abba. Kama mischatin oisem mitzvahs lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How cleansed do doers of mitzvahs, how does it happen so much before HaKadosh Baruch Hu? ShaKadosh Baruch Hu goizer gzeira v'tzadikim mevatlin oisa. Shneimar ba'asher dvar melech shilton u'mi yoimar lo ma ta'aseh. Eibishter says something, who's going to tell him otherwise? Mihu ha'omer l'Kadosh Baruch Hu ma ya'aseh. But the person that tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu what he should do, halu shaymer mitzvah lo yoder davar ra. Ze memacha yedo shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu ad kol lashon hamidrash. It's almost what he's saying over here, is that those that know the secret of what we spoke about right now understand that the Ribono Shleilim set up Metzius for you to daven over something that supposedly needs to be corrected and fixed. That Hashem set up a Metzius of something that is avud, something that looks wrong, for one reason and one reason only. For you to come by and say, I don't mekabel this Metzius. And Hashem says, well, what kind of person are you? Are you the person that was enjoyed just finishing benching by Yachasreinu, or wanted to throw a whole chagiga because you realized you said mezonos, you had a mezonos bread, or not? Or were you a person that was ba'achalta psik v'savato v'erachta? If you're that kind of a person, then you come and you say, Harachaman means you look at a Metzius and say, it's not good anymore, Hashem, that my Jewish mothers are still freaking out every morning checking the news. Zelotov. Zelotov. Zelotov that our children have to work so hard to envision what a Mashiach Dika world looked like. It needs to be changed. We want to fix it. But only the person that went through the chitui, the cleansing of the first part of benching, is roy to say words like, listen, think about this. Kind of azus the Kedush, I'm going to say it in English. Merciful one, right? He will give me parnasa bekavod. It doesn't even sound like you're asking for anything. Even though that's the pshat of the lashon, right? Harachaman hu yifarneseinu bekavod sounds like it's a bakasha, or it sounds like it's a demand?
I think it sounds like it's a fact. This is a statement. Hashem's going to give us parnasa b'chavod. This is something we need to know and accept. Our parnasa is going to come from Hashem in a kavodic way. We don't have to feel like.
So it's not a request and it's not a statement. It's an emunah. It's an emunah.
Rabbi, it's because you're satiated at the time that you're benching. You're satiated from all the food that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you.
So therefore, you have bitachon.
Proof positive.
Yeah.
Proof positive that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has provided for you. So therefore, you can end it that way.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. we could go through every Harachaman. We're not going to, but you'll see with every single Harachaman, this is like you're gonna look at it. You're gonna look at it differently this Shabbos, Be'ezer Hashem. Or if it really got plugged in and you have a Moitzi before Shabbos, you know. Or you know what I dare you? I dare you to go to Burger's Bar when they tell you that the bun is mazonos. Ask them for a different bun if they still have a. Why? כי אני צריך באמת, למה אתה צריך המוציא? למה אתה צריך המוציא?
My father said there's no such thing as a mazonos.
Ask them for a little piece of tortilla to wash.
Right, because that they say is a moitzi.
Or eat 216 grams.
It should just be in our chelik. It should just be in our chelik that levai, that we take advantage of these things, of Eis Ratzons that are opening up before us all the time, bifrat and benching. I've just seen, and we'll have one more week of doing the benching tears. It's just that when you learn something and you have so many people give you feedback saying that this was mamish mashpia on the way that they're living their day-to-day lives, these are Eis Ratzons. These are Eis Ratzons of taking advantage of it. And the reason we're dafka learning it before Shabbos, because Shabbos is this man that two things. We're not rushing anywhere, and there's no phone next to our bencher, or next to wherever we're doing, so we could really, really be with it. And it's such a geschmack. I want to give us all a bracha to be able to believe that we could all become tzaddikim, that can mamish mevatel gzardins and change who we are in order for gzardins to change, Be'ez Hashem, to believe in ourselves, to give each other so much chizuk, to keep on going weiter. Shkaya, Shabbos.